Hey, everybody. Good evening, and thank you very much for joining me. I'm Dr. Deitrick. I'm America's relaxation doctor, and I'm so happy that you can take the time out of your evening and join me tonight. It's a Wednesday, September 2nd, and tonight I'd like to actually kick off my inaugural show, my weekly show called Relax Well with Dr. Deitrick. And you're going to find me here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So let's see who's going to be joining us. And I'd love to see y'all come in. And when you do join the live, please let me know where you're coming from. But I'll just go ahead and get started because I have a few things that I do want to cover. So, here on this show, I'm going to actually talk about different relaxation techniques. Some you may be familiar with and some not so familiar. I'm going to be talking about relaxation tools to physically use. I'll talk about things you can eat or drink that are healthy that promote relaxation. I'm actually even going to talk about myself as well, so you'll get to know me a little bit more. I may even have a guest or two, so that they can shed some light on some different things concerning relaxation. But it's all about relaxation. It's going to be actually so much more about what this show will be, and actually what I just stated. So what do I mean by relax well? But first, before I get into that, let me see who's coming in. I see some folks coming in. Hey, Dr. Kadisha. Hey, Kasali. Hey, Charles. Dr. Charles, and hey, Dr. Ken from Virginia. Woohoo! Great, great, great. Thank you. So this is my inaugural show, y'all. Relax Well with Dr. Dietrich. And so I'm getting ready to talk about what do I mean by relax well. You may hear me say that at the end of most of my live streams. And I just kind of want to explain it to y'all a little bit. So to me, relax well is actually a literal and a figurative as well as metaphorical meaning. So I really literally want you to be able to find relaxation techniques that will help you calm things down a bit, calm your mind, relax those tense muscles, de-escalate stressful situations. And I want you to be able to examine your life. And I want you to be able to examine your life and be consciously arranging your life, starting with your mind, where your life is conducive to relaxation. And I want your environment to promote relaxation both at work and in the home environment. And I want your home to be your haven. I want it to be your place for calm and relaxation. And in my opinion, the home is the top place where relaxation should occur. When you go home after your day, I'd love for you to have peace and harmony and laughter and love. But unfortunately, I do understand that this isn't the case for a lot of people. But I want to be able to help you to be able to start creating this for you. And concerning the job or your career or whatever you want to call it, I actually want you to be able to face those inevitable work stressors, to learn to calm your mind in the work setting, to be able to thrive and complete your tasks at work, and then lessen your frustration as well. Um, so, oh, thank you, Dr. Kadisha. So, which actually brings me to, the other way I want you to also think about relaxation. So I want you to kind of think about relaxation in the sense of letting go. It's more of like a release. Relax or release the anger, the hurt, the guilt, self destruction, loathing, hate, frustration, all of that. I want you to just relax and let it all go. Now, changing your life and changing your mind, and actually maybe even changing your circumstances or the people in your life that don't promote you being able to be relaxed is something you're going to have to definitely consider, because it's all about peace of mind. And it's about being able to maneuver in these very difficult times that we're living in right now. The country, or heck, the whole world is like in the stressful times. And I want to be one of those lights for y'all. I want you to be able to look to me for help, for calm, for education, for relaxation techniques, for all that stuff. And so, having said all that, you may be thinking to yourself, yeah, this sounds all good and everything, but You may be asking, oh, Dr. Dietrich, do you get stressed? Do I get stressed? Yeah, absolutely. I actually have plenty of times that I'm stressful, plenty of times that I'm frustrated at work. Yep. At home, sometimes it's pretty good. Out and about, yep. I just don't walk around, with my head in the air and on clouds and walking like everything is all fine and dandy. I definitely have stressful and frustrating times. Um, so, for example, yes, I have stress. I'm a doctor. I deal with people's lives every day. That can be stressful. I have bills. Some of you may or may not know, I lost my mom recently. I've lost my dad, my dog. I mean, I've had tragedies, I've had disappointments and all that stuff. I mean, I'm human, like all of us are, and we all have stressful times, and we're all living. So we just need to be able to handle it and maneuver through it. I see Mary Lou coming. Hey, thank you, Mary Lou, for joining. Hey, Dr. Carol. Hey, Dr. LaFera. Hey, Trina. So thank y'all very much for joining. I'm talking about my inaugural show, Relax Well. And, I was just talking about, I have stressful times and frustrating times as well. And to be honest with y'all, you know, true talk, I can even admit that I haven't always dealt with my stress in the most productive ways, food being a big one, worrying, holding things in a lot. And as you know, I've coined myself as America's relaxation doctor, right? But it's not something I just, came up with just, all of a sudden. And I hope that I can actually share my story with y'all briefly about how I came about this. Is that okay? So I know there's a bit of a delay. I'm going to just briefly share my story with y'all. So you all may or may not know, I was actually born in Fort Wayne, Indiana. It's a mid-sized town, about 250, probably more people by now. But it was actually at an early age that I knew that I wanted to become a doctor. And I knew at this point that I just needed to be smart and I wanted to be able to help people. And so I had actually made up my mind with the encouragement of my mom. And because she said, I could do anything I want to do. And so I did. And so I got good grades in school. I went through, elementary school, high school, college. I played band. I was in a sorority. I did all that stuff and I kept good grades and I finally graduated. But my journey to medical school wasn't a smooth one. I had to take the MCAT a few times, I'll admit that, which was stressful. But I finally got in, and it was actually a really great experience in medical school. I took my journey to New Jersey and I went there all by myself with my dog Peaches. At the time, I didn't know anybody at all. I mean, nobody. But, I made a life for myself and I had a great time for the most part. And for those of y'all who don't know doctors too well, just a brief summary that medical school is actually a 4-year curriculum, and the first 2 years are in the classroom, but then the second 2 years are actually in the clinical setting. And at this time, we're wearing our white coats, our stethoscopes, we're seeing patients, we're kind of getting a taste of what it's like to be a doctor. But at this point, there isn't really all the responsibility there because you have people looking out for you and, checking your notes and making sure you're doing everything correctly because, of course, you're learning. But after medical school, oh, but let me go back. Um, I can remember that in medical school, they really didn't teach us how to deal with stress. They just wanted us to be a well-rounded person, but we weren't really taught, things to do to manage stress. After medical school, I actually went back to my hometown of Fort Wayne, Indiana, and family medicine is a 3-year residency. And as the years progress, you get a little bit more responsibility because you're taking care of yourself. But not only that, you're taking care of the interns and the lower residents. Um, as the years progress. And one of the things I have to admit is that I would get massages or pedicures, or that was my relaxation. But again, they didn't really, kind of tell us or show us or educate us on different relaxation techniques or ways that we can distress. So um after residency, I was actually recruited to where I am right now, small West Texas town. And I remember my first day, I was just like, not only happy, but kind of like deer caught in the headlight. It's like, you know, I'm the attending now. It's all on me. I don't have anybody else higher up to go to, and so I know I was equipped with an education, but still that fact that it was just me, dealing with this was kind of, stress provoking. So, as the years go by, my responsibility increased and, the stress load increased and, I started to kind of decline a little bit. And what I mean by that, I started to get more overwhelmed and more frustrated and just kind of not being myself because I'm typically happy and bubbly and go getting and, laughing and stuff like that. But just things just started to kind of like just drill down on me and I would just, not really be myself and I would get more snappish, more attitude. People would just want to try and help me, like my mom and my family, but nobody really understood what I was going through. And all of this was like multiplied when I was on call. So very stressful times. And I kind of had my punch in the gut moment or my slap in the face moment where one of my medical assistants, she had asked me, she saw me, one of my days where I was like really stressed out, and she asked me if there's anything that she could do to help me. And I actually looked at her and I was like, no, there's nothing anyone could do to help me. And she had brought to my attention that this was a statement that people who were contemplating suicide would make when they felt that they were in this corner. So I immediately felt embarrassed. I felt ashamed. I felt sad. But one of the things I did feel, honestly, was I felt understanding. I was just like, shoot, I could really see where a person could get to a dark place where they felt that they didn't have any other way out. I mean, I would be going to the restroom and crying. Like I said, I would have attitude, and it just wasn't me. And I knew I didn't want to be like that. But I did actually have the faith to realize that, when I'm that low, that there has to be an ascent. I didn't want to, keep going down that way. And so I knew I had to shift my mindset to be more positive despite what was going on. And I honestly know that the reason I journeyed into this dark place was, a lot of different reasons, but the whole foundation was that I really wasn't able to manage my stress very well, and I wasn't able to learn how to relax during these stressful times. And again, I was ashamed. It just wasn't me. Also, three things that really kind of changed me as well. I kind of came to three realizations. One was that I'd never ever wanted to get to this point again or feel the way I was feeling stressed out all the time about everything. And the second one was actually I actually had a trip, and I came back from this trip, for which I'm so grateful for. I wouldn't be right here right now doing this live stream. Um, a business coaching program to help me realize my purpose and be able to spread it to others. And then finally, the main thing is I actually discovered that one of my true purposes in life is to help other stressed out individuals not get to that dark place that I was, and learn how to manage their stressors. So I'm a physician, so I'm a doctor, and I live in America. So that's why I actually coined myself America's Relaxation Doctor because I do want to walk around or talk around, fly around America, spreading this message that stress doesn't really have to kill you because it literally can. So thank y'all for very much for letting me share. That's my story. I know everybody has a story. One of these days, I'd love to hear your story, but that's mine. So going back to this, being in the work setting, I know it's a big cause of stress for a lot of people. I mean, here you are in the work environment, dealing with bosses, people with different personalities, beliefs, politics, evaluations. Lack of communication is very stressful in the workplace, a bunch of stuff. But you have to be there. I mean, until you're not there anymore, right? And so it's kind of best to find ways to help manage those inevitable stressors. Same thing at home. Um, like I said, some of you all's lives aren't the best at home, but I feel that your home should be your haven and your ultimate relaxation place. So the question I want to ask y'all tonight is, what are you doing to relax well? What relaxation techniques are you going to be using to help improve your life, improve how you handle those life and work stressors, inevitable stressors, and how are you going to think about altering your mentation, your environment, your circumstances to promote relaxation? So, when it comes to relaxation techniques, how do you know where you need to start? And actually, in closing, because this is more of a shorter live, but in closing, I actually want to share with y'all 5 considerations to think of when finding ways to relax. The first way is actually to think of the type of relaxation technique is it. Is it something that actually involves implementing something physical, or is it something mental, or does it involve other people? The second way is it something that you can implement immediately, or something that is going to be a longer duration? So is it something that can literally be done right now when you have an acute stressor, or is it something that takes a little bit longer to cultivate? The third thing is location. Does it actually involve leaving your current position where you are right now? Do you have to travel somewhere? Can you do it at your home? Do it at your job? Where can you do it? Where can you implement this relaxation technique? The fourth thing is, do you need any external helpers? Do you need to employ like any physical items to help with your relaxation or your de-stress? There's actually gadgets out there that can help you. Certain other things that you may have to consider. And then finally, the fifth consideration is the cost. Is it something that's going to actually cost you money to do, or is it something that can be free and that you can do, whenever? So I'll tell you, there's plenty of both, plenty of things that cost and plenty of things that can be done for free. And kind of towards the end, the great thing about this show is that over time, I'm going to be discussing many, many different relaxation techniques, strategies, thoughts, but then also like self help, things for you to really consider about how you can change your life for the better, change your circumstances to help cultivate relaxation. Okay, and some of those decisions may be harder than others. So I would recommend that you actually try different things to find out which ones work best for you and when you can use them. And this is so that you'll have something that you're comfortable with to use, different at different possible times. And one other thing you need to keep in mind is that these take practice. These take time. Not all of them, but a lot of these take practice and a little bit of time. So also on my website, in closing, I'm America's Relaxation Doctor. My website is americasrelaxationdoctor.com. I'm going to actually be posting product reviews of different relaxation items. So you'll be able to see what I think about these different things, as well as see if they receive America's Relaxation Doctor stamp of approval. And when I get to travel around the country, doing my talks, as well as going to my continuing medical education as a physician, I'm going to partake in my all-time favorite relaxation technique, and that is a massage. Now, I know we are all living in this time of COVID and it's scary out there, and you definitely have to be comfortable about what your choice is if you decide to go out and have a massage. And if you do decide to go out and have a massage, I definitely want you to be as safe as possible while enjoying it. So, thank you for hanging on. I actually have a free book, a free ebook for you to download, and it's about having the best massage ever, even in the time of COVID. Again, it's free. I want you to go to massageisrelaxing.com. That is, and somebody can please put that in the chat for me. massageisrelaxing.com. Massage is relaxing to get your free ebook. So I think that's about it for now, y'all. I really, really thank y'all very much for spending part of your evening with me. I'm going to look forward to doing these live streams. We're going to learn a lot. It's going to be fun. It's going to be informative. And they'll actually be posted on YouTube afterwards. So you can go, please subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. So I think that's it. I don't know if there's any more comments there. If there are, I can't see them all. So I apologize for that. But thank y'all very much for joining me. I am Dr. Deitrick Gorman, America's Relaxation Doctor. And until next time, relax well. Okay, see y'all.